What's up, guys? Tiger Talk back here. Let's talk about this Auburn game that just happened and then game day this week. Clemson and Louisville. What a series that's been since they joined the ACC. So, Clemson Auburn. Y'all saw my footage from the game. Great time as always in Tiger Town. But wow, what a game. What a quick game. I can't remember going to a Clemson game that was over that quick, especially a night game over that quick since I can remember. The Auburn Clemson game last year was low scoring, but I don't remember the last time we had one as low scoring as this game. Just eating the clock up every drive. Uh, Auburn fans came in here talking about how much improved their offense would be under the offensive guru Gus Malzahn, who led them to that national championship now 7 years ago. Um, that year you barely beat us in overtime at your stadium. But they were talking about Stidham coming in here. This offense was offensive lines, veteran, blah 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 blah. We're gonna be so good, and you didn't score a touchdown. And not only did you not score a touchdown, but we pretty much handed you two possessions near the red zone and in the red zone, and you didn't score a touchdown. Went for it on fourth, didn't get it. The defense looked, it obviously against a good team was the most dominant defensive performance I've seen, possibly the most, period. I can't remember the last time we held a team to 117 yards. I'm talking Citadel, I'm talking uh, Furman, all those type of teams, except maybe when we shut out South Carolina State one of those times. 117 yards against a top 15 team is unheard of. You'd have to look, I don't know when the last time that happened. Absolutely unheard of. 11 sacks, my lord. Auburn, we could have given them the ball like overtime rules, and they wouldn't have scored a touchdown all game. We could have given them at the 25, they wouldn't have scored a touchdown all game. We lost the turnover battle again, which is worrying. We lost it a ton last year and 1-1-1, 1-1-1. But you cannot keep losing the turnover margin. Offense just played very conservative in the second half because we knew our defense would not give up anything. But the turnovers killed us. We should have at least had 28 points. And missed field goal wasn't even close. So still a lot to work on offense, which moves us to this week against Louisville. Louisville, your defense is tragic. Letting Purdue and North Carolina score at will against you pretty much. I do know our offense is better than theirs. Now, Lamar Jackson is obviously the truth. Lamar Jackson's good. Still don't think he was a better player than Deshaun Watson last year, but possibly, it's him and Baker Mayfield right now to see who's the best quarterback, and I'd give it to Lamar right now. Still has not played a defense yet. We got to him a lot last year before we kind of tired out a little bit because of the continual turnovers last year when they started to get that comeback going. But, you also have to look at how, our defense has improved. We have not given up a touchdown yet this year. Now, I think Louisville will score a touchdown, obviously. Their offense it's very high-powered, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't get to 20. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't get to 20. Would not be surprised if they only scored one touchdown and a few field goals, just because if our defense can come out and our offense can stay on the field, it's going to be a key. We can't do what we did on the road last week. Staying on defense for so long. Cannot do that on the road. We did see what Louisville did to Florida State last year in that slaughter, absolute slaughter that happened. Florida State just annihilated last time game day was in Louisville. But also Louisville hasn't looked that good this year. They needed to escape late against North Carolina and Purdue, who are very mediocre. So it's yet to be determined how good this offense is going to look. Offensive line is not great for Louisville. We're going to be in the backfield the whole day. It's going to just depend on how our secondary covers their receivers, how open their receivers are, because Lamar is going to have to throw it almost immediately. We're going to see him try to scramble a lot. I'm sure he'll make some plays, but I think our defense is just too much for Lamar. It's a very tough game to decide a scoreline. I don't know if it's going to turn into a 30-something game, or if our defense, because I mean, I thought Auburn, my prediction for the Auburn Clemson game was 31-20 Clemson. It's 14-6 final. So I mean, I'm just at a loss for predicting this game. Not even going to make an official prediction. I do think Clemson wins by 5 points because we can't beat this team by more than a touchdown. It just doesn't happen. Last three games have come down to the last play of the game. Clemson's defense has held them every time. So I think our defense holds them again this time. I think it'll probably be a little lower scoring than Louisville fans are going to be used to. Our offense has still got to find identity, but I think that against this Louisville defense, it shouldn't be that hard. Shouldn't be that hard. Louisville's defense is mediocre at best. Our defense is obviously elite, but our offense right now looked obviously mediocre. Auburn had a good defense, but we looked mediocre on offense. We need to have an explosion this week because this game is huge in Atlantic Division. I think this team who wins this game wins the Atlantic Division, with Florida State being kind of a wounded animal, wounded beast down there in Tallahassee. I think both of these teams beat Florida State this year, and this game is the one for all the marbles. Plus, we got Boston College next week, but then at Virginia Tech, which is going to be probably against another undefeated team and another very hostile environment. So, it's a very front-end heavy schedule this year. We just got to find an offensive identity quickly. I think we do score a few more touchdowns. I think we can put up 4 or 5 touchdowns against this Louisville defense. But, also Kelly Bryant's first away game. So it's just going to be, in my opinion, the biggest test yet. It's going to be a bigger test than Auburn. This is going to be a hostile crowd. You saw what they did to Florida State last year. They fell apart late, but obviously they're going to be hungry to take down the defending national champions. I don't think it happens, but this is the game that I think really tells us a lot about our team. If we win this game, in my opinion, we're a playoff team. We lose this game, you're looking at anywhere from 9 to 10 wins, but we win this game, there's a chance of us going undefeated. It's going to be very hard still, but I'm just ready for it, ready to get over to Louisville and see another great game, another great classic, and beat Lamar again. Louisville comes up short again.